It happened about 2 years ago, the worst day of my life? I explained. I could see him shift in the darkness. He sat back in his throne and folded all four of his arms. Tell me what happened on that day, Tyler, he asked. I shifted my stance and took a deep breath. His name was Vagteren, a cosmic being that had control of the multiverse. Most people referred to him as the governor of the multiverse. I knew him well, but he had no memory of me. He had sent me from the future to this point in time, before we had met. This meant I had to convince him not to smite me out of existence, since I had broken the rule of time. Well, Tyler? I'm waiting, he urged. Well, that day started off like any other day. I woke up and I went to the mind space. From there, I started working on the weapons my friends had asked for. What's the mind space? He asked. He stood from his throne and floated closer to me. I took a step back. The mind space is a pocket dimension that is accessible to a select few heroes. My friends and I, being a part of that select few. It's like a safe haven with homes and shops. I explained. I see, please continue, Tyler, he replied coldly. I could feel sweat beading on my forehead. This was hard to talk about. I took another deep breath and continued. You've heard of the power-hungry demon of a man, Vagteren, right? I asked. He stopped floating and took a step towards me. Of course, he's the second biggest threat to the stability of the multiverse. Every single version of him has threatened to destroy it all at least once, but he has been stopped every time. Every hero that has beaten him has joined the League of Heroes? The strongest version of him is in your timeline, isn't he? He asked. I nodded my head. I see, well, that helps explain why you're here? Please continue. My version of Vagteren found a way to our part of the mind space and attacked. He destroyed so much. I don't know how he got to our haven, but it's just a testament to how powerful he is. I said. Vagteren scratched his chin and sat back down on his throne. He came in and started breaking stuff, trying to call us out. Paxton, my best friend, started by evacuating the others. He didn't want them to get hurt. I just charged him. Managed to cleave his arm right off with my Kopesh. Vagteren held up his hand to cut me off. You tried to take on Vagteren by yourself? Are you stupid? He asked. No, just ignorant at the time. I corrected. He nodded in understanding and gestured for me to continue. As you probably know from his abilities, his arm grew right back and stronger. That caught me off guard. I took a deep breath. This was the part that was hard to talk about. Paxton saw me fighting him, and he knew I'd fail on my own. He got the last person out, and he rushed to help me. We weren't doing too bad against him. We were holding our ground? I guess that caused Paxton to get a bit cocky. He started mocking Vagteren, and he ended up getting stabbed through the gut. He died because I wasn't strong enough? I looked down at the ground. Vagteren stood and approached me. You were very brave to try to protect your friends, stupid, but brave all the same. He said. Now, how did you get away from him? Surely he'd have tried to kill you too, he asked. I looked up at him. Well, all I remember is that after Paxton got stabbed, I grabbed his sword and tried to dual wield against him. I was so shaky from seeing my best friend die that I couldn't move. The last thing I saw was Vagteren raising his sword to strike, and him slashing my right eye, hence why I have a robotic replacement. I explained. That's odd. He must have let you live for a reason. Vagteren started. So, I think I understand your mission. You've come back from the future to stop Vagteren from winning? Is that right? He asked. To a degree, yes. I have to get this box into the hands of another one of my friends. This'll fix everything, after all, it's my fault he won. I need to set things right. Now, at this point in time, my friends all think I'm dead. I also needed you to find the current version of me and send him? Well, me. Off to Dimension X27. I explained. Why is he needed there, and where is he? Vagteren asked. He's in the shadow realm. And some of the dimensions fell out of balance without you being able to see. You need to send him there in order to fix the imbalances. I answered. Vagteren shook his head. Give me the box, I'll make sure it gets where it needs to be, and I'll send you back to your time, he said. Thank you, sir, I can't wait to get back and see everything fixed, I said. He held up his hand and snapped his fingers. A wormhole opened up in front of me. I waved goodbye and walked through. On the other side, Vagteren floated there. Glad to see you back in one piece. And I'm happy to report that it all was a success. Everything is set to happen the way it is supposed to, he claimed. I smiled. I have no other jobs for you. Thank you for your services, Tyler Bardot, leader of the League of Heroes. Take a well-deserved break with your wife and kids. I'll call you if I need you for anything else, he said as he snapped his fingers. I blinked and was standing outside my house. I walked inside and was greeted by my wife and my dog. It was great to finally relax after 15 years.